Good evening and welcome to Politics Nation. Tonight's lead, barbarians at the gate. I'm supposed to call it a week like no other, but then I can't if I'm being honest. Yes, I'm still in shock at the institutional failures of security, of protocol, and of standards that we saw happen on Wednesday when hundreds of rioters enthralled to President Trump violated what's supposed to be the people's house, our U.S. Capitol. Did it in a way that no one in more than 2 centuries ever has, because in their collective minds, they alone had a right to. And that would be because the president verbally deputized them. Then he went home. And because of Republicans in Congress held them up as persecuted patriots. That is, of course, until they were the ones cowering in fear of the mob. But for Black Americans, that mob has ruled far longer than this nation has ever cared to admit, often with the tacit, if not explicit, cooperation of our law enforcement and our lawmakers. So, of course, one day after the efforts of thousands of Black and brown organizers and voters sent a son of a Jewish immigrant and a Black minister to the new Senate from the Old South, 4 years of incitement ended exactly as so many people of color, myself included, said it would, in violence. And only after that violence did something unprecedented happen. Last night, Twitter announcing that the president was permanently banned from the platform, citing, quote, risk of further incitement of violence, and denying this president the air he breathes at the very last minute. But it should go without saying that throughout tonight's show, my biggest symbolic target will be the double standard of justice that we saw this week in Washington. MAGA rioters, among them terrorist bombers and members of a violent mob treated with kid gloves and photo ops by law enforcement. But throughout 2020, anti-racism protesters, like the thousands I helped assemble over this summer in Washington, were met with military force. And as we all saw on video, directions to the pavement or to the police wagon. And I want to begin tonight by pointing out that combating police bias is not a call to shoot the MAGA rioters, but rather a call not to shoot at Black Lives Matter or civil rights protesters. And as Republican lawmakers now know what it is to be outnumbered, to have the pitchforks pointed in their direction, I take only this shot, which is that tonight, some of them now know what it is to be a minority. And so,
hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.